Hello everybody, happy Monday! How are you guys? I missed you last week. I hope you guys had a nice Memorial Day weekend. We had a beautiful time with our kids. Oh, by the way, my name's Bev McCullough. I always forget to introduce myself. You guys know me, right? My name's Bev McCullough of Flamingo Toes, and I'm super excited to be here with you guys today as we kick off our next sew-along for the quilt behind me, the Wildflower Fields quilt. This is going to be such a fun sew-along, you guys. I think you're going to love these blocks. I did like a little refresher course on them over the last couple weeks and kind of prepping for our sew-along, and they're just really fun to sew together. They're big blocks, except for the two giant blocks, which you can't see behind my head, but they're two oversized blocks. The rest of the blocks are 12-inch finished blocks, so they go together really quickly for the most part. So you get this nice big fun throw quilt with not a ton of effort. So anyway, I'm excited to hang out with you guys over the summer. We're going to make up this quilt. We're going to do a lot of fun things. It's going to be great. So anyway, last weekend we didn't have a video because we were visiting my son and daughter-in-law in Boston. We'd never been before, and it was so fun. We had such a great time. The weather was pretty good. It got a little warmish, but for the most part it was great. We had very good clam chowder. We went in search of Boston cream pie, which is where it originated. That's my favorite dessert. And we didn't have as much success with that, and that was only because I think it was pretty crowded there. So the place that we really wanted to try it at was super busy, so we didn't do it. But if you've never had Boston cream pie, it's not even really a pie, even though it's called that, but it's like cake and then a custard and then more cake and then covered with like chocolate ganache. There's nothing bad there, right? Anyway, what I ended up having was a little bit more like a cupcake with cream in it and chocolate on the outside, which was tasty, mind you, but not necessarily Boston cream pie. So anyway, we're going to obviously be going back because that's where the kids are, and they'll be there for several years, so we'll get to try again. It's a mission. So, hope you guys had fun. Let's see who's here. Let's see. Allison was off the gate right away with our first comment on Facebook, and Dawn's here. Glad you're here too live, Dawn. That's awesome. Wendy's here. And Pam's here. She's excited to begin the new sew-along. Yay, Pam! Woohoo! I'm so glad you're sewing along. Oh, Dawn, she said the patterns and fabric make her so happy. Thank you, Dawn. That's so sweet of you. Susanna's here. Hello, Susanna. And Anna's here. It's hot here. Where are you, Anna? Over on YouTube, we have Christine from Northern Nevada. It's probably hot where you are, too, Christine. I'm so excited you're sewing along on the quilt, too. And Dawn is here, Mary Beth is here, Laura Marshall. Headed to Nashville tomorrow for your son's college orientation. Where is your son going to college, Laura? That's so exciting. Yay. Cavell, am I saying your name? From Campbell River, British Columbia. That's so fun. I'm so glad you're here. Katarina's here from Germany. Good evening. Teresa's here, hot, humid Oklahoma. It's a bit hot, muggy here in Nashville, you guys. Or obviously, you know, I'm not in Nashville, north of Nashville. I think we're supposed to have thunderstorms all week, and it's just kind of that muggy. I'm not excited about it. I've had my first couple mosquito bites already, and it's not my favorite thing. I get extremely whiny, as my husband will tell you. I'm not going to go down that road. It makes me very... Mrs. B-A-T... Mrs. Beatty, right? That's right. That's how I'm saying it. Leslie's here. Hi, Leslie. And Roxy's here. What are you sewing, Roxy? She's joining us from hot Florida. Oh, they're going to Belmont. That's so great. Oh, I'm excited. What a fun adventure. And Brenda's here from Ontario. Oh, Rhonda's here. Hey, Rhonda. And Anna, you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yeah, I imagine it's hot there. Oh, yeah. It's just this is that time of year with the thunderstorms and the humidity, and then hopefully you get the storm and it kind of releases some of that humid kind of, yeah. Anyway, enough about the weather. Oh, Roxy, you're doing the Exploding Heart quilt. Have you guys seen that quilt? Do a search for it if you haven't. It is a very beautiful quilt. Roxy, if you're in the Facebook group, right? Share a photo when you're done, because I would love, love, love to see it. That sounds so great. Okay, you guys, we are kicking off our sew along. We are making the Wildflower Fields quilt, which is behind me. It's a sampler style quilt, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, I think we should talk about things on the blog and fun adventures and giveaways and all that kind of stuff. So 2 weeks ago, during our stitching video, which we had the week before Memorial Day, we went over the layered back stitch. If you are wanting to learn embroidery, if you've been afraid to learn embroidery, I hope you give our embroidery videos a try. They're on YouTube. They're in the Facebook group, but sometimes in the Facebook group they're a little bit hard to find. So if you head over to YouTube, there's a whole playlist dedicated to embroidery stitches. So if there's anything you've been wanting to learn and it's not there, send me an email. I'm always happy. I will be adding more stitch tutorials too. But there's a really good foundation there of all of my favorite stitches and enough to get you going on pretty much all of my projects. So if you have an embroidery project you've been wanting to do, I hope you check that out. But I also shared that I had a project upcoming in Pat Sloan's book tour. She has a brand new book out called Tantalizing Tabletoppers. This is a very good book, you guys. I mean, it's Pat Sloan, right? So they're all good. But I really love this one. There's a lot of versatility. The projects are small and, you know, you can make them quickly and you can really customize them to your fabric choices, your you know, maybe you want to do for a holiday, like a 4th of July is coming up, and how cute would a fun little runner be on your table for that. So I'm going to show you the picture of Pat's version of the runner that I made. It's called the Flower Stand. And I love it because it's in these great blues and greens. Of course, it's like, I don't know where I'm looking here, but it's not showing up. So here is the runner. You can kind of see it's these big flower blocks make up the runner. And it's really pretty. I'm going to kind of show you there, the top of it, the flower. So it's really fun for me because I used Enchanted Meadow and it looks completely different, but it's very clearly the same runner. So I can't show you the whole thing in one picture. Oh yeah, I can, mostly. There we go. There. So this is my version of the runner. I'm super excited. It's a much softer color palette. So I picked mostly the blues and pinks, and I put the center of our flowers as green for this one, and then I just bound it in the navy print just to make it kind of pop. But I love, don't you love like how just seeing a project in different fabrics really gives you a whole different look to the project, and so inspiring. I think I'm not saying I'm inspiring. I don't want to come off as braggy or anything like that. I'm just saying that I love looking at different versions of the same exact pattern because it just opens your imagination up for, you know, different ways that you can think about a design that you maybe haven't thought of before. So, and that's one of the reasons I love our sew-alongs. I, of course, love it when you sew with my fabrics like I am, but it doesn't bother me at all, and I love it when you guys sew with other fabrics too, because you get to see that pattern in a new way and really get a whole different, you know, idea for how to use it. So anyway, this is my fun little table topper, the Flower Stand table topper. I'm going to use it in my new house, which is coming along, you guys. And it is on the blog. I've linked to it. I think I linked to it in today's video description. If I didn't, I will fix that. I know I linked to the book, and I think I linked to Pat's page, but I didn't necessarily link to mine because I was in a hurry getting ready. So I'll add that in. But if you do go to Pat's page, if you don't want to wait, you can get to my blog from hers. And you can always go to flamingotoes.com and search for something if I haven't linked directly to it. So anyway, that's my flower stand, and I did have a giveaway for that book, but it has ended. So if you, I appreciate you guys if you came by and checked that out last week. It was really a fun one. So yay, I'm so glad you guys like it. Oh, Nancy says she did the RBD block challenge with Christmas Adventure. That's so great, Nancy. Did you post your quilt anywhere? I would love to see it. Are you in the RBD block challenge Facebook group? I haven't seen it in there, but I would really, really love to see it. Laura says you've been wanting to get her new book. Yeah, I think that you guys will really love it. I highly recommend. And she has so many great projects in there that I'm sure I'm going to make more out of that book. It's just a really great resource. And we all love small projects, right? Sometimes it's fun. I mean, of course, we love all kinds of quilts because that's why we're here together. But sometimes it's really nice just to take a weekend and make up something small and have it done and on your table by the time you're done, if it's a quick one. So I love that. Dawn's still working on the RBD block challenge. Hey, Dawn, me too. Because I haven't finished mine either. I was prepping for this, and we've had the trip last weekend, but that is on my to-do list this week. I'm hoping to have my finished quilt to show you guys next week. So I'm really, really excited with how that's coming out. Hey, Sharon. Okay, so let's have giveaway. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had the giveaway, but I haven't announced the winner because I figured I could just do it today. So because we were doing a Stitchy video last week, I have a copy for you of my book that is already out. It came out last year. It's called Retro Stitchery. There are tons of embroidery projects in here, and some of them have sewing projects as well, like this cute dish towel and a little zipper bag. So if you are working on learning embroidery, or if you just haven't done it in a while, or even if you just do it all the time, there are tons of really fun projects. One of my favorites is this little taco trio. It's a guacamole and a taco and a lime, which is pretty awesome, and consists pretty much most of my diet growing up was tacos and guacamole. Growing up in Arizona, you don't have a lot of choices, right? One of my other favorite projects are these little mini necklaces. These are a fun, fast project and a great way to make a gift, a unique gift for a friend that, you know, they'll know you haven't just picked it up in the store or something. You've taken the time, but you haven't, it's not a very time-consuming gift either. So it's really one of my favorite things to give. So a copy of my book, Retro Stitchery, a box of Aurifil thread. This is my curated colorful vintage box. So there are 10 Aurifil floss spools in here. There are 18 yards on each spool, so it's a ton of floss. And a lot of my projects use these colors, and they're just a really nice variety of colors. They go great with what is this collection? Enchanted Meadow fabrics, as you can tell by the cover, but you could use them for so many things. So there's that. Then I have a very pretty little set of embroidery scissors for you guys. I love cute embroidery scissors. And then I have Lori Holt's nifty needles. She has these in several different varieties, but these are the embroidery needles. And I have switched to pretty much using these exclusively. I like the size of them, the feel in my hand of them, and I really like that aqua dipped end where the eye is. Makes it so easy to thread your needle. And I think having the end dipped somehow allows that thread to go through the eye easier. I don't know. I find I'm having less trouble threading needles with these. So this is this week's or last week's giveaway 2 weeks ago. And you can find all, well, not the scissors, but everything else that's here you can find in my shop. I've linked to them. So if you've been wanting to pick up Retro Stitchery, or if you want to pick up Lori Holt's needles, you can do that from my shop. And I don't have a pretty piece of paper that I wrote the name on because anyway, we're getting ready to move, and this room that you can't see anything but the cute quilt behind me is a bit of a moving disaster. So Lisa Cameron was watching over on YouTube 2 weeks ago, and Lisa, you're our winner. If you are not watching live, I will tag you in the comments, but either way, just let me know your current mailing address. Send me an email, bev@flamingotoes.com, and I'll get your prize out in the mail to you this week. Yay, Lisa! Okay, so I wanted you. Laura, Sharon says she likes the giveaway and she's never tried Lori Holt's needles. Sharon, I highly recommend you pick them up. She has sewing needles and embroidery needles, and I don't know, there's maybe 5 or 6 different varieties. So look for the kind that have this aqua color. They're all different colors. In fact, I think Fat Quarter Shop posted about them on their Instagram account today or yesterday, so you can see all the colors. And I only carry the embroidery needles because that's pretty much my focus in my shop is quilting and embroidery, but you can find them all at Backorder Shop, so definitely check that out. Oh, Sharon says she's having tacos tonight. Yay, Sharon. I will be over shortly. How far do I have to drive? Okay. Oh, and Dawn says she loves the colors for sorting the different kinds of needles. That's a really good idea. That helps keep them quite tidy and nice. Okay, so because we're our kickoff video, I thought we should have a fun giveaway. So this is a really easy, my giveaways are very easy to enter. All you have to do is leave a comment, and that's whether you're watching live or you're watching later in the week, or if you're watching in the Facebook group or on YouTube, just leave a comment and I randomly choose the winners from the comments the following week. So easy peasy. And that also, I should add, it doesn't matter if you're international or if you are in the US. I don't mind shipping international. Allison says Taco Tuesday every week. Yes, ma'am. All right, so we have a really fun giveaway. I have for you guys a stacker of Stardust. This is a 10-inch stacker, which is, we call them 10-inch stackers at Riley Blake. It's the same as a layer cake. Moda has that title, but ours are 10-inch stackers. They're the exact same thing. They're 10 inches of fabric squares, 42 pieces in the stacker. And so that means you get at least 2 of every print, depending upon the size of the collection. So that's really fun. This is my fabric collection that came out last spring. I still have a little bit of it in the shop, but it is getting quite low. So if you have been eyeing Stardust, please jump on that before I run out, because I'm not going to be able to get any more in. So I have a Stardust stacker for you. And I have a Christmas adventure stacker for you. This also came out last year. It was my first Christmas collection. It's really cute campers and ornaments, and there's even little flamingos that wear hats and all sorts of cute prints. Here's the colors you can kind of see. So I have a 10-inch stacker. You might want to make a Christmas in July project. And dun dun dun, I also have an Enchanted Meadow stacker for you guys. So 3 of my 10-inch stackers for you today for our giveaway, because we have to celebrate a new sew-along, right? Like, that's how we roll. So this one is my current fabric collection that is out in stores right now. It's kind of a woodland vibe, but not super foresty. There's some pine needles and fun things like that, but lots of florals. There's a really great houndstooth. There's a fun mushroom print. You can kind of see it's shades of blues, pinks, and creams and greens. So 3 stackers in 1 prize. How fun is that, you guys? We have to celebrate, right? Okay, so make sure you leave your comments, and I will announce the winner next week, and we'll just have a blast sewing together as we make up this really fun quilt behind me. I shared a lot of photos on the blog today for this quilt. I've linked to it in today's video description, so you can hop over to the blog and check out the schedule for the sew along and the link to the pattern, and you can see a lot more photos of the quilt. And there's a really, really cute one of my little Sadie bug. I posted a photo of her, and I'm going to share it on Instagram after our video today. But she was very accommodating and decided to have a little sit right where I was taking photos, so I had to include her in the photos. So you'll have to check that out. She's a cutie. All right, yay, I'm so glad you guys are excited about the sew-along. So, Anita, the sew-along is starting today. So next week we will, if that's for this Wildflower Fields quilt, and we will start sewing next Monday. And we're going to sew all the way through into the middle of August. I have the schedule on the blog today in the post for our kickoff, so check that out. I will also put it so I can share it next week on our videos. I am taking so it'll be Mondays like normal, and I'll have videos every week just like I have done with all my other sew-alongs. I am not doing a video the week of July 4th, And I will also say, you guys know we're close to moving into our new house. I have every Monday scheduled except for July 4th, but there is a chance with a move happening that I might need to take off another Monday. And if that happens, we will push everything back a week. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping we can schedule around it, but you guys are very understanding, and so I know you'll understand if for some reason I have to put off a week because we are moving in July. So it's going to be a busy 2 months. I realized yesterday or this weekend, my husband and I were talking and we're like, okay, if we're moving at the beginning of July, that means we should pack this house, right? Like yeah. So there'll be a lot of packing happening this month too. If anybody wants to come help me, I will accept it. I'm just kidding. Okay, so tea time. You guys know every week I share, you guys know I love tea. It's my favorite thing, and I love trying new different teas. So so I've started sharing what teas I'm drinking for the day. Today I am drinking a tea from August Uncommon. They're one of my favorite places for unique teas. They have a lot of really strong flavors, which I like. I'm not so much a chamomile, or I don't know. I really like my tea to have a lot of flavor, especially since I can't drink black tea. So today's tea, I don't know how to say it, Cocteau. It's Cocteau. I think it's a place, but I'm not sure. Might be a drink. But it's a really nice summer tea. It's a rooibos, which is that nice red herbal, and it's got a strong vibe to it, which I love. So not caffeinated, and it's vanilla, grapefruit, mint. So how summery and perfect is that? None of those flavors overwhelm each other. It's just got a really nice hint of all three, and it's perfect for summer. So if you've been wanting to try a new tea, I have it linked to that in today's video description. So I know you guys are the best. Hi, Lynn. Boston was great. Okay, you guys, let's talk about the Wildflower Fields quilt. I'm going to pull it up so you can see a little bit better. Even though it says coming soon, this is a nice big version of it, so you can see the entire quilt. So that's today. Starting today, I will upload the schedule for us next week, so I'll have that to reference. But you can see there are two big blocks in the corners. Those are 24-inch finished blocks, and then all the other blocks are 12-inch blocks. So there's a fun sampler style vibe to the quilt. We'll be making several different styles of blocks, 7 different styles in fact, and they use different skills. So some are stitch and flip, some are half square triangles. They're just really fun. So you can see it's a mix of stars and flying geese and cute little diamonds, and they all nestle together to make this really fun quilt. So you can see it here behind me. I also have, there's 2 borders on this quilt, and the corners of the borders are pieced with a little bit of background fabric. I like adding just a fun little detail to my borders, but don't feel like you have to do that if you don't want to. If piecing the borders is an extra step that you'd rather not take, it looks great without that. And again, you are welcome to sew with Enchanted Meadow, like the sample here, and like I will be doing when I teach my weekly videos on the blocks. But don't feel like you have to. If you want to use fabrics from your stash, or if you have something else in mind that you want to pick up, that's totally fine. It's not a requirement for you to use Enchanted Meadow. So if you do want to do that, you can find a list of shops carrying Enchanted Meadow on my blog. I've linked to it in today's video description so that you can check that out and find your fabrics easily. You have time, and the blocks don't take a real long time. So even if you're just joining us today and finding out about the sew along, you still have time. Even if you don't get your fabric until next week or something like that, it's not going to put you back behind because the blocks go together pretty quickly. So today's our kickoff, yay. Next week we will start with block 1, and you do have to purchase the pattern to sew along and of course have your own fabric. But I will be doing videos every week, just like I've done with my other sew alongs, where I sew through the video, I give you tips, I'll talk about fabric color choices, things like that. and you guys will have a chance to answer any questions you have about assembly or about the quilt itself each week. And we just have a really great time together. It's so fun, and it's going to be a really fun project to do for the summer. Even though we'll finish after July 4th, I feel like with all the stars and fun elements in this quilt, if you wanted to do a patriotic quilt, if you don't want to use Enchanted Meadow, I think that would be really fun. Or you could get a jump on a holiday quilt, like maybe make one up in Halloween fabric or Christmas fabric, something like that, if you wanted to do that. In fact, if you want Christmas adventure, I have some fat quarter bundles left, and I know Fat Quarter Shop still has some fat quarters and yardage as well, so it would be a fun Christmas quilt too. Or you could make it Enchanted Meadow and give it as a gift. There are options. But I'm super excited that you guys want to sew along with us. So really, that's all I have to say about the quilt. I do want to remind you before we go today that if you sewed along with the A Walk in the Woods quilt, you have through the end of this month to finish your quilt and take advantage of the quilting discount for long arm quilting at Lady Bell Quilting. So she offered 20% off for anybody that was for long arm services, for anybody that sewed along with A Walk in the Woods. And if you did that and you finished your quilt by June and you want to take advantage of that, I highly recommend giving her an email. I can post her shop link in next week's video description as a reminder. But you can also find her shop at Lady Bell Quilting, and then on all the other videos I have her shop linked, and on my blog posts as well, so you can check it out there. So if you have finished, or if you're trying to finish that one up, don't forget that you can still take advantage of that. And I recommend going ahead and reaching out to her so that she knows you'll be sending her a quilt, and that way she can kind of factor you into her schedule too. So don't miss out on that 20% off. You have a few more weeks to finish up that quilt if you want to, and take advantage of that long arming. So anyway, let me see if I've missed any questions here. Anita's going to sew, improve her accuracy, and then donate to her church's fundraiser. Anita, I love that. That's so great. Dawn says she can't wait to see the new sewing studio. Okay, Dawn, you are going to just love it. Obviously, it's not going to be like perfectly set up initially, but I have grand plans for our little video studio. And I can't wait to get everything set up in there. It's going to be really, really fun. We're going to have a great backdrop for quilts that I'll be able to film in front of. And it's just going to be super fun. It will be nice to be all settled there. We're ready. Mary Beth says she's loved the way I've used the half square triangles. It makes it pop. Yay, Mary Beth. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in with me today as we kicked off this week's video. Don't forget to check out Pat Sloan's book, Tantalizing Table Toppers. It's a little bit of a tongue twister almost, but that makes it even more fun. If you haven't left a comment, make sure you do that so that you are entered in this week's really good giveaway. And I have a fun announcement to a new addition to my sewing room that I want to share with you guys, and I'm really excited about, and I'm going to have the announcement on the blog tomorrow. So if you are eager and ready to check that out, flamingotoes.com tomorrow will be my newest baby, and that's a little hint as to what I'm adding to the room. So I can't wait for you guys to see it, though she's more of a big girl than she is a baby. So super, super fun, very exciting announcement. So I will be able to tell you more about that next week as well. So when you are in the Facebook group or over on Instagram, if you want to share your fabric that you're sewing with, if you want to share any projects or anything like that as far as what you're going to do for Wildflower Fields, I'd love to see what fabrics you're sewing with. Please feel free to share photos and tag me if you do. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a great week. I will see you next Monday, ready for some sewing. All right, bye-bye, everybody.